You hand over $850 a month, sign a piece of paper, and expect a functional place to live. That is the baseline expectation of the rental market. And if you're splitting that rent with roommates, the assumption is simple: a group of independent adults pooling their money to cover the overhead costs of survival. It's supposed to be a neat, mutually beneficial transaction. Then a new tenant named WJ walks through the front door, and that illusion of a peaceful transactional home life immediately falls apart. Looking at this animated diagram, you can see why. An apartment operates as a closed economic loop. You are dealing with strictly finite resources, limited square footage, shared hot water, and heavily overlapping schedules. Signing a lease doesn't buy you a private sanctuary. It forces you into a fragile, highly volatile social contract with strangers, creating a system that is perfectly primed to collapse. That collapse usually starts in the most physically constrained space in the entire apartment, the single shared bathroom. Enter Joey. Joey has a habit of locking himself in there for 45 minutes at a time. When confronted, he claims he needs the time to treat a skin condition, a questionable defense, but one that goes completely unchallenged. This flow model illustrates monopolizing a bottleneck. Joey takes control over a critical resource everyone requires. The impact is immediate. WJ misses his shower, ends up late, and works smelling like sweat. The entire morning schedule breaks down. Yet nobody holds Joey accountable. Roommates avoid the awkward confrontation, giving him permission to continue. A monopoly over a vital utility paralyzes the ecosystem. Innocent bystanders are left absorbing the hidden costs of one roommate's excessive consumption. Once the bathroom is compromised, the failure spreads to the apartment's primary public good, the shared kitchen. Here we find Jimmy, who weaponizes his work-from-home schedule. He claims he's been on Zoom calls all day to justify leaving a mountain of unwashed dishes in the sink from Wednesday to Friday. This diagram demonstrates the tragedy of the commons. Because individuals dump waste anonymously, the clean resource pool is rapidly overwhelmed and turns toxic. The infrastructure breaks entirely. Jimmy promises to buy soap next time, revealing they lack basic maintenance materials. Without enforced labor taxes or strict cleaning regulations, shared spaces inevitably rot. The burden of maintenance always falls on the most responsible person, who ends up cleaning up everyone else's mess for free. The collapse of the bathroom and the kitchen is bad enough, but the living room introduces an entirely new, destructive variable. That variable is Jeffrey. He is Joey's friend. He's been sleeping on the communal couch since Tuesday, and he isn't contributing a single dime to the rent. The tension peaks when WJ discovers Jeffrey eating his breakfast. Jeffrey defends himself by claiming the bread in the cupboard is communal, and then generously offers to toast WJ a slice of his own bread. In economics, Jeffrey represents the free rider problem. He is an unauthorized consumer extracting physical value and space from a closed system, while avoiding the entry cost entirely. When a free rider successfully erases the boundary between private property and public goods, any remaining trust in the apartment's economy evaporates completely. Fast forward to the evening. The roommates finally gather in the living room after enduring a full day of these relentless microtransgressions. When asked what they should watch on TV, WJ gives a telling response: "I genuinely don't care." It sounds polite, but it's actually the first symptom of psychological surrender. Then another roommate arrives with takeout. Instead of asking what everyone wanted, he bought 4 identical portions of the exact same chicken meal, simply because bypassing communication was the path of least resistance. This chart tracks decision fatigue. Navigating morning resource monopolies, afternoon ruined commons, and evening free riders severely depletes your cognitive reserves. You condition yourself to this after state, a flat line of absolute apathy, accepting chaos because fighting takes too much energy. To survive shared living, you cannot rely on unspoken rules or the hope that people will just do the right thing. Without an explicit, heavily enforced social contract, the lowest common denominator of behavior will inevitably become the law of the land.